Very happy to welcome Raphael, who's a longtime friend of the WatchBox. He's brought in a nice collection of his personal preferences with interesting stories. So I just wanted to find out a little bit more about you, Raphael. You're from Hong Kong, from Singapore. What's your background?
Yeah, well, my background is I'm manufactured in Hong Kong, configured in the UK, enhanced in the USA, and I'm deployed in the Asia-Pacific region.
Okay, so a real global product then.
Yeah, but specialized in Asia.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see. All right, great. So we're here to talk about watches. Why don't we just get started with a quick introduction about what we're wearing ourselves. So just me briefly, I'm wearing a Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Control. It's a chronograph with pulsation markings. This one has got sentimental meaning for me. It's my wedding present from my wife. Raphael, you're wearing a nice, beautiful gold piece. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, this is the, well, they call it the king of Rolex, the Day 40, which came off Basel 2015. And when I learned of the new movement with the much more precise precision, much longer power reserve, I immediately wanted to get it. So
right.
I got it in 2015.
Okay, right.
And you know, recently it's been Chinese New Year, and I've been wearing this a lot. So
yeah, celebrating with a yellow gold. Yeah, it's a great piece. It looks really good on you as well.
Yeah, the 40 millimeters I think is the right size for me, because I think I'm quite a big bloke.
Right.
And previously with the Day 2 it's 41, but it's less refined.
Okay.
And then the 36 is a bit small.
Bit too small, right.
So it took Rolex 60 years to get it right.
To get it right.
Finally,
for your build anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So Rolex has been making a lot of watches. You've brought some fine selection here. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your sort of thinking behind the collection? So this is just the Rolexes that Raphael has brought today. He has some other brands that we'll talk about later on as well, maybe in future videos as well.
Yes. Well, I see Rolex as the core of my collection. I mean, you know, this is a collection of mine, but I have various collections, and Rolex really resembles the sort of the right spirits behind what I resonates to in terms of the pursuit of excellence, explorations, and arts and culture. That's the elements that I enjoy a lot from the brand, and I actually have a timeline of collection where I started off first with the Daytona, which it was very difficult to get. It's still hard to get with the steel, and I bought the two-tone first, really just about at the turn of the 21st century, so 1999, Christmas time. And I thought, you know, such a big landmark in terms of turning into the next century and the millennial, I should get myself a quality timepiece. Because before that, I wasn't really into watches. I had a Datejust two-tone before, which was really the only watch that I had, and I use it all the time. It served the purpose well. It's you know, it's accurate, it's robust, and but I wasn't really into it because the Datejust tends to be a bit more matured. And then American Cycle came out, and then the watch became really cool. I should have. Yeah. Anyway, but so the Daytona was the one that I was always after. So yeah, I still remember the time I bought it in Hong Kong. It was in Pacific Place.
Oh right, okay.
I saw it in an authorized dealer called King Fook. I think they're still there now. And under the Christmas window with bright lights shining, I thought, wow, that is a really nice watch. So I bought it just before the turn of the 21st century.
Okay, right. And that is, I believe, it's a Zenith movement Daytona. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
So
this
the last one of the outhouse movements for the Daytonas before they went in-house.
Yes, the Zenith movement is very collectible, of course.
Yeah.
And actually, before coming here, I synchronized all the watches.
Really?
And the Zenith one was different.
Oh, really?
The reason behind it, it doesn't have the hacking mechanism.
Okay.
So all the rest of my watches, I synchronize it to the second,
Right.
because there's a hacking, and Zenith movement doesn't.
Yeah.
But still, it's a great chronograph.
Yeah.
And so this was, 1999, and I was having this watch for really the early noughties, and I remember very fond memories of this watch. Was when I got married.
Okay.
My wife and I had a watch, and my wife had Datejust, and I had Daytona, and we were taking wedding photographs, and then celebrated the wedding with the watch.
Oh, fantastic.
And went to Bali for holiday, for our honeymoon.
For the
afterwards,
honeymoon.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So real sentimental meaning to that then.
Absolutely.
Oh, great.
And it sort of brings back a lot of fun memories.
Yeah.
With that particular piece. And actually, this is in the order of acquisitions.
I see,
So,
okay.
it's,
So it started with a two-tone, and then next up was a steel. This is the steel 116520.
Yes, because I originally wanted to get the steel, and then finally I managed to get the steel. I bought this in Singapore when I relocated there, and I was walking down Orchard Road, just browsing, and then there was this authorized dealer at the Hilton Hotel, and I went in, and they didn't display it, and then while I was talking to the staff, they actually have a steel Daytona.
Okay.
So I bought it straight away.
Okay, so back then, no real waiting lists yet, but they weren't actually on display.
No, I think it's always been well sought after.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, the authorized dealer would save it for their VIP guests.
Okay, great. Oh, wonderful. Is that a piece that you would like to wear regularly? Is it more of a tool watch for you because it's stainless steel, or is it more of a taste when you feel like wearing a white metal with a white dial?
I wear it casually,
Okay.
especially during the summer.
Yeah.
And probably, because the dial is all white, it goes very nicely with all white attire.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is without the panda dial, which has, the black sub-dial,
Okay.
which I also have one.
Okay,
which is
great.
The Paul Newman dial, actually.
Yeah, that's right. And speaking of Paul Newman, right next to it is an all-gold Daytona with the Paul Newman dial.
Yes, this is absolutely stunning. I got this from the same authorized dealer. So after a few years, I thought, I'm looking at other watches, and the yellow gold looks really good on this particular sort of Paul Newman with the contrasting color dial.
Yeah.
And then I bought it in Singapore.
Okay, that's great. And similar to Paul Newman, you've actually had a lot of these personalized, so your name is engraved on the back of these watches.
Yes.
Is that a personal identification thing? Is it to really mark these watches as yourselves? Is it just for sentimental reasons for each purchase?
It's a combination of those, so that it just reminds me that, I work hard for them,
Sure.
and it's mine.
Yeah, yeah.
So I put my name on it,
Yeah.
without specifying the dates, because I know
Okay.
the dates, it's in my mind.
I see.
And I see it as a logical progression. So, I got this at 1999. I got the steel about early noughties, and a few years shortly after that with the yellow gold Daytona.
Right.
And then later on, I got the platinum
I see.
with the
glacial
ceramic
dial.
bezel as well.
Okay.
So I see it as a personal sort of progression, because some people define progression as setting goals and then achieving them, and this is definitely, one of the ways of making yourself happy. you
Yeah,
know?
absolutely. Okay. It's the Deepsea. So this is the
The
new...
deep blue James Cameron.
That's right. And it's the latest version, is it?
No, this is the first edition.
I see. Okay.
So the latest version was in Basel last year,
Yeah.
where they have the thicker bracelet.
That's right. And the upgraded power reserve.
Yes, this is the first one, which is a bit of a quirky watch. Being such a 44 millimeters, it's quite big and chunky, but it fits me well. And the thing I love about this is all the technology behind that's involved with you know, the Deepsea challenge with when James Cameron went diving to the deepest part of the Earth in the Pacific Ocean, the Mariana Trench, and you know, part of the technology helped to come up with this watch, which it says it's 39,000 meters.
Water resistant, yeah.
Which is, I don't know if there's any other watch in the world can go down that far.
Sure, that's right, yeah.
But the furthest I've took it down is the bottom of my swimming pool.
I was going to ask, have you ever tested
Just
the water resistance?
Just a few meters, that's it, you know.
And so with a dive watch like this, it's stainless steel, it's hard wearing. Do you wear it on vacation when you go swimming in the pool, on the beach, or if you go snorkeling or diving?
I wear this quite a lot, but because of the size and the, quite a heavy case, although the case base is titanium, it's not an everyday watch.
Right, okay. And you can definitely feel this watch when you're wearing it, right, every day?
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel the weight, it moves around.
Yeah. So the new version with the thicker bracelet helps in terms of the proportion. But I still love this James Cameron.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The blue dial has always been a fantastic element for this watch.
Yeah.
Rare to have a gradiated dial on a Rolex, and you know, for a special collaboration with James Cameron, I think it's
yeah. I mean, the dial is just really beautiful, from sort of a royal blue to dark blue to almost black into the abyss.
That's right,
know?
and that's the idea of the sort of transition from surface to the depths.
And you know, I don't know you've noticed, but it's only with the Deepsea that they have this expandable bracelet where, you know, you can put it on your wetsuit.
That's right, yeah. So you can wear it during a dive, and after you dive, you take off your wetsuit.
This is a very, very clever invention and very convenient.
Exactly, yeah. So whether it's for a wetsuit or in Asia, sometimes when it gets warm, sometimes your wrist might expand. So it's great to be able to resize your watch, you know, immediately with a quick fine adjustment.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, I've just put it on to see how it looks with my size, and
yeah, that goes really well actually.
Actually,
again, especially with
I can get away with it. Yeah.
It's a very popular watch here in Asia, but I have to say sometimes it's on some very narrow wrists that can't really manage that. Definitely suits you very well.
And I don't have a wetsuit, but I don't even dive. But you know, I can wear it like
yeah, sure, you can wear it on top of your jacket if you really wanted to.
On top of my cuff, like the the chairman of Fiat.
You know, is that what he does?
Gianni Angeli.
Yeah.
He's a very sort of a stylish guru, so to speak.
Yeah.
And he wears his watches on top of his cuff.
Because a lot of people are concerned about how well it fits under their cuff, but if you're wearing it on top, it doesn't really matter then. You just need a nice wide bracelet.
Because he's such a sort of a very fastidious with his style.
Yeah.
All his cuffs are very tightly fitted.
I see.
So he has to wear the watch on top.
It wouldn't fit otherwise.
But it's quite a stylish piece, actually.
Yeah, that's great. So from one blue dial dive watch to another blue dial, but a very different style. This is the all yellow gold Submariner with a blue bezel and a blue dial. Right.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so it's got the precious metal, but it's got the sporting side of it, and in a nice, playful, colorful blue dial and
Absolutely.
blue bezel.
It's the sunburst blue.
Okay, right.
Which radiates under the sun.
That's right. So you can see how it's not a constant flat blue like you might find on the white gold Smurf, for example. That's a flat white, flat blue.
I like the Smurf too.
Yeah.
But it's just a bit simple, sort of one-dimensional. The Smurf blue.
Yeah.
Whereas this sunburst blue, depending on the light, it really radiates and looks very nice.
Yeah, that's right. It's especially when you're outdoors in a natural light.
Again, this bracelet is really well designed. It's probably one of the best bracelet there is, with the extendable clasps, deployment clasps.
Yeah, that's right. Also for quick adjust for dive purposes.
It's not as easy as the deep blue.
No.
But still very easy to adjust with lots of room. So it actually matches the blue on my jacket, so I just wear it for you.
Model it for us.
Yeah, I think even with the black background or white shirt,
that looks really
stunning.
sharp. Yeah, on blue, even with blue jeans as well. If you're out wearing denim, it's a great match.
It's actually a very versatile watch. You know,
Yeah,
you can
and very
go,
comfortable as well. I mean, although it's heavy because it's all yellow gold, the design of the lugs and the bracelet make it sit on your wrist very comfortably.
Yes. Some people don't like the maxi case because they think it's too
Bit
big,
too wide,
too
yeah,
strong.
feels too strong, yeah.
But I do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the last one on your collection tray here is the new GMT2 Pepsi
Yes.
on the Jubilee bracelet.
Which
So tell
is
us about this
probably
one.
the hottest watch of Rolex last year.
Yeah, that's right.
And the story behind this watch, well, I mean, I'm sure many people know about the history of the Pepsi. You know, it's been around since 1954, and you know, it's been to space with the Apollo mission. You can actually see the astronauts wearing it on their wrist.
Right. Okay.
Although they have the Omega
Yeah. Right.
strapped to their spacesuit, but
Yeah.
personally, they brought along their own.
So which one was the backup, Omega
Yeah,
or Rolex?
I know, I know.
To be debated, I think.
But with my own personal story, I got a snippet of the bezel before it was launched, and you know, Rolex was sort of teasing their customers with what is likely to come out, and I was speculating that it's going to be the Jubilee bracelet.
Right.
And as you can see, all my Rolex are Oyster bracelet
Yeah.
or the President bracelet. I don't have a lot of Jubilee bracelet, and I really wanted one because now they have the improved solid links,
Yeah.
much more durable. And just before bezel, I'm talking about just a few days, I called my authorized dealer and said, whatever they launch in bezel,
Put my name down.
put my name down for it.
Yeah.
And you know, after bezel, of course, they came up with the Pepsi with the, you know, Cerachrome blue and red ceramic bezel, which I like, which is really a lovely combination.
Yeah,
with
so that's what a lot of debate out there is. People are saying it's not red, it is red, it's not blue, it's black. I mean, you as an actual wearer of the watch, what do you feel? How do you feel it day to day, looking at it indoors, outdoors?
Yeah, it really depends on the lighting.
Yeah.
With a very sort of a bright lights with the sun directly on it, it looks like the old one with a light blue and red color. But normally with subdued lighting, it almost looks as if it's a purple and pink.
Right.
Which I also like. You know?
Exactly.
I mean, that's nothing wrong with purple and pink. You know, it's some old school, you know, think, the color, they couldn't get it quite right with this ceramic bezel. But you know, I like it, and I think it's great that they finally make this color.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I was on the waiting list for the Batman as well.
Right. Okay.
But once I got this,
yeah, you're satisfied with this as well.
and it's better movement as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Although the
Upgraded.
Batman is also very collectible.
Yeah, of course. And,
So,
and I think that's the beauty of the ceramic is that the color does change. Even on the black dialed ceramic watches, in certain light, it can look silver, it can look gray, or it can look jet black. So I think these days colors don't have to be red, they don't have to be blue. The idea is as you keep developing the watches and designs of watches, people like to have a bit of variation when they look at their watches.
Yeah. So how I got the watch was, I think bezel was April, and then in October, my authorized dealer called me and said, Mr. Young, your Pepsi is ready, is here, and it's ready for your collection, which I was absolutely over the moon. But my AD is in England.
Oh, right, okay.
So I think I got a call on a Thursday night. I was working in Beijing. No, I was working in Shanghai at the time, and I was working on a project. And normally I fly back over the weekend to Hong Kong. So I have to arrange the flight from Hong Kong to London that weekend.
Okay.
So I flew back from Shanghai to Hong Kong, and I got the flight from Hong Kong to London that midnight evening on a Friday night. So when I arrived London, it was Saturday
Early
morning.
Saturday morning, okay.
And then I went into the store, which was Harrods,
Right, okay.
to collect my watch. And we had a lovely lunch, and it's just a great experience. And then I took the late afternoon flight back to Hong Kong.
On Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So I didn't even stay
about
for one night.
7 hours in the UK to pick up your Your GMT.
That's right.
Wow, fantastic.
The reason is I could have asked someone to collect it for me, but Rolex at that time invited me to the Rolex Masters in Shanghai, which was the week after. And I really wanted to wear the Pepsi for that event.
Okay, sure.
So the only way to do it is I collect it myself and then go to Shanghai with it.
Yeah.
To see the tournament.
Yeah. Okay.
So so I was wearing the Pepsi to see Djokovic winning the Shanghai Masters.
Wow. Okay. That's great.
Federer played as well, but he didn't play very well.
Yeah.
So that was amazing.
It's great to know that people, really treasure the scarcity and value what watches are worth when they first come out, and the fact that you flew all the way yourself to pick up the watch.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone talks about this watch on the secondary market, but this is definitely a watch that you've purchased and you want to own and wear for yourself.
Absolutely. In fact, Harris told me that I'm the third person to get it.
Wow.
So actually, I'm very lucky.
Yeah. Because the UK, London is a big market for watches as well, similar to Hong Kong and Singapore, but in different ways. And so, it's great. You must have a very good relationship with your AD over there.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Yeah, they treat me very well.
Okay. Okay, so that's a great detailed summary of what you've brought for us today. And I believe you said that there's a theme to these watches in your collection.
Yes. I mean, this is a sample of my collection, but I think it represents quite well in terms of the diversity. So, in Chinese, we often call 飛天遁地潛水. So, covering all aspects of air, land, and sea. So this collection actually covers all of it. If you see the Pepsi, that's obviously flying.
Travel, yeah, okay.
Dual time, GMT time.
Yeah, it came from pilots, yeah.
On the land with the chronographs, with the Daytonas. And then obviously diving with the Deepsea and the Sub.
And the Submariner. Oh, wow, okay.
So that's one way of looking at it, right?
Yeah.
Of a collection, which I think is quite nice. Another slice of a collection would be obviously by the material. So you have the yellow gold, you have the two-tone, gold and steel, and then the professional sports steel.
Yeah, okay.
That's another good cut of the collection.
Yeah. And that's an aesthetic thing, but also a feel thing for when you're wearing the watch, and
yes.
sort of a value as well when you actually purchase the watches.
Yeah, I just like the diversity and I can pick and choose depending on what activities I'm about to embark on.
Right.
I like to get the most iconic ones from each brand. So, for example, I got the Portuguese chronograph from IWC, RM11 from Richard Mille, Royal Oak from AP.
Yeah.
So those are sort of all the fundamental core pieces, which is great to have.
Okay.
And I think in Asia, collectors are quite lucky that many brands and master watchmakers come over, so we get to meet them and talk to them. So I think I mentioned to you, Terence, a while ago that I got to meet Stephen Forsey when he was here in Hong Kong. And it was a one-to-one appointment. And he was obviously so passionate about his watches.
Sure.
And he bought me his new collection with GMT Earth. I was wearing my GMT Master 2, which was he had the entire Earth rotating.
Yeah. You had 24 hours.
Yeah, I said, this is also a GMT.
Okay.
But you haven't got the history, Stephen.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great to have direct contact also with the visionaries of the brands and to sort of hear firsthand from them where their passion comes from, especially with these independents.
Yes.
To hear where their passion comes from and to see it develop and grow through their different collections of watches.
Yeah, I think once you're passionate in watch collecting, then you sort of find time to meet the watchmakers, the brands, the authorized dealers, and get more exposure to, to the development of timepieces. So when I was in UK on business, I managed to go to the QP Salon, which is they have the annual watch exhibition there in Chelsea, in the Saatchi Museum. And that is such a good event with, all 3 floors with exhibitors, some of the smaller brands like OWAC, Deep Avenue, FP Journe. I met FP Journe there.
Oh, really, as well?
In London, yeah.
Fantastic.
So it's just it's a lot of fun in terms of collecting.
Once you get deep into the brands.
Yeah, it's like a journey. You have the joy start when you identify something that you want to go after. Then you have to plan for it, or even make sacrifice for it, right?
Yeah, sure.
And then once you acquired it, then you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then you maintain it.
And then you start looking at your next journey.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Raphael. I hope your watch journey continues in Hong Kong and with the WatchBox.
Yes.
I look forward to having you back for another collector's conversation.
Thank you, Terence.
It's been a pleasure.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.